you're loved, you're cared for, and you are thought of, and you're not alone. No, not that you're not thought of. You're not alone. You are loved, you are cared for, and you are not alone right now. It's so important for us to know that during times like this, because what happens is we often get defeated by feelings of loneliness, depression, and rejection, right? And God said over and over and over and over, it's not good for man to be alone, right? But I believe in a season like this, it's more important for us to realize that we are never alone, right? Because the Bible say that the Lord will never leave us nor forsake us. You know what I'm saying? Let that resonate in your mind for a second. He will never leave us nor forsake us, right? He's always there with you, right? And this whole thing of feelings of loneliness and rejection and stuff like that, right? Guess what? You are loved. You are loved, right? You are loved. Don't let the enemy play with you. See what I'm saying? Don't let him play with you, because what happens is he like to get up in your mind. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful of what you're doing with your time right now. You can't just be so much on these social media outlets, so much, and just viewing and spend so many hours on these outlets, because what happens is you start to get guided and directed by what you consume. And in other words, what you allow to come into your life, you see what I'm saying, is ultimately going to come back out of it, right? So you got to guard your life. You really do. You got to guard your life, your mind. You got to guard it. You have to guard it, because if not, those feelings of rejection and loneliness, guess what they're going to do? They're going to dominate you, right? They're going to dominate you. And right now, it's the worst time to ever be dominated by those feelings, because you can't really do too much right now. You got to live with it. And a lot of people, when those feelings come, right, they don't know what to do. And that depression will drive you crazy, right? I remember when I was in a situation and I felt like I was lacking love, and that rejection and all that it consumed me. Oh man, you can't even imagine what my life was like when that feeling of rejection just got to the worst point it could in my life, and I was down and out. The things that I did during that time, I never thought I would do. And it's just crazy. So I just want to, before you get to that point, because some people may be there, before you get to that point, I really, really want you to know this, right? That God has said that he has loved us with an everlasting love. Ain't that a blessing? What a blessing. That God has loved us with an everlasting love. Not only that, but that is the main reason he has continued to be faithfully with us, because he loved us with an everlasting love, right? Right? And then we go up in the New Testament, right? And we really get to see Jesus when he's telling his disciples, right, about love, right? He's telling them, and it's so important, because it blows my mind what he say, right? Because here you go. He said, greater love have no man than one lay his life down for him, right? Right? So here we are with Jesus giving the whole description of the greatest act of love ever, and that's a man laying down his life for him, right? Right? Keep that with you for a second. Yeah, of course, Jesus loved you. We know that he laid down his life for us, right? Easter Sunday is approaching, and we about to celebrate the resurrection, right? We about to celebrate the resurrection of Christ, right? But just keep that in mind for a second, and back to this, right? Because I hope you start to see that God loves you. Hey, Mitch, come on, man. You messing up my video. Look, because I'm rolling right now, so chill. Yo, be quiet. Yeah. So again, we celebrating Resurrection Sunday. Fast is approaching. This month is coming up, April, right? So, but just keep this in your mind. Keep this in your mind, this piece right here, that you are loved. Just tell yourself right now, I am loved. Hold on. Hey, Mitch, we ain't gonna be doing that right now, man. Hey, Mitch, you really drawn right now. Yeah, but keep that in mind, right? It's cool. I know we're gonna laugh because the dog, he drawn. It's all right. He just chipping right now. Probably got, I don't know. I ain't gonna say it on camera, but because y'all gonna judge me. But look, check this out. Keep this in mind, the love aspect, right? Because you are loved, man. And it's so important for us to know that we are loved regardless of who is and who isn't in our lives. And I know that America has taught us to be loved. You gotta have a man next to you. You gotta have a woman next to you. You gotta have your kids. You gotta have all this, right? But that's not true. That's not true, because what happens if I don't get married? Or what happens to the person that has the gift of celibacy? Is they not loved because they never entered into a marriage? No. You know what I'm saying? What happens if I can't do that, if that's not what I desire? What happens if I just desire to be single, like Paul the Apostle, who never married? What happens? What happens? Am I not loved? Yeah, I'm loved. How do we know we love? How can I know that I'm loved, right? Now you heard me say that God has loved you with an everlasting love, right? And it is the main reason that He's been faithful and continue with us this far, right? So what you got to get to is you really got to see the word, right? Because this is the stuff, the word will keep you right now, especially in times like this. The word will keep you. Because he said the word is alive and it is sharper than a two-edged sword, right? So it's alive. It's power in the word, right? That's why every time when you're going through something, you got to speak the word to yourself. And in the word, it says that God has loved us with an everlasting love. Amen? God has loved us with an everlasting love. I'm going to have to just do this whole joint over.